NFT Twitter. What the heck does that mean? In this video, I want to cover 3 topics for NFT Twitter, including profiles, spaces, and groups. What's up? I'm Chris with the Bulls and Apes project, and I can tell you that when I really started to put some time into my Twitter profile, it totally changed my life. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Your Twitter profiles, your follows, your followers, all of that good stuff. And the first thing about NFT Twitter is there's some weird stuff people say, and you got to learn the acronyms. Now, it sounds funny, but at first I didn't know what anybody was actually saying because I kept seeing GM all the time. And I was like, what the heck is this? It turns out it just means good morning. It's almost like aloha. It means hello, it means goodbye, good morning, good night. There's people all over the planet that are all saying GM.
GM, everybody.
And they also have a bunch of other acronyms. The thing is, we have a whole list of all of that terminology in an online course that's been made available for free for everybody, but I'll talk about that later. So let's talk about the people that you follow on NFT Twitter. This is going to determine what kind of content you see being posted, the kind of information that you learn. And by the way, information you'll always hear referred to as alpha. It means like it's new, it's the latest information, it's valuable. So you're gonna get your alpha from the people that you follow. And if you wanna get to know those people better, you should engage with their content. People tweet out a thought or a video or some information, and then somebody else does, and somebody else does, and very quickly, all of that information is buried under a ton of other tweets on your timeline. So leave a like, leave a comment, and keep the conversation going. Plus, let's face it, people are posting there and they want to get that engagement from you. It's also just an easy way to get to know different people, but there's no better way than talking to them live on Spaces. Now, before we dive into Twitter Spaces, I want to talk about the NFTs 101 course by the Bulls and Apes project. The NFT landscape is overwhelming already, and we've seen so many different attempts at teaching that information in super long, dense formats, and we didn't want to do that. So the Bulls and Apes project sent me out to a studio that they had booked so that I could shoot and edit a full online course in a nice, concise, easy to consume format just for you. It's free to sign up, it's not boring, and there's a ton of super valuable information in there. I'm gonna put the link below, make sure you sign up, and there's gonna be an option for the premium alpha alerts. You're definitely gonna wanna make sure you sign up for that as well so that you get the first opportunity to get a lot of the cool new stuff that's coming for the members of the Bulls and Apes project. And we're building more courses. Okay, Twitter Spaces. If you've ever heard of an app called Clubhouse, it's called social audio. This is Twitter's version of it. Instead of there being a camera and a bunch of stuff like I'm looking at right now, this is the simplicity of your phone and your voice and being able to connect with people all over the planet. It's all happening on Twitter. Think of a Twitter space as a stage. And there's always at least one host who's a speaker on that stage. When you join a Twitter space, you're not on the stage, you're actually gonna join as a listener in the audience. And if you request to come up, or if the host invites you up to that stage, you can become a speaker as well. This is super cool if you've been following somebody, they're talking about a subject that you're passionate about, and you want to have a conversation with them live in front of other people so you can all learn and ask questions together. It's also a great way to meet different communities, hang out with friends, and just have a good time overall. Now, some of these spaces are recorded and you can listen to them later, and other ones are not recorded so that it's a one-shot deal and you can have an open conversation without worrying about anybody else hearing about it later. The Bulls and Apes project has done an amazing job at holding spaces to keep the community in the know, especially when there's cool big announcements, and even if we just want to have a conversation with the different community members. A couple important notes about Twitter Spaces. If you are using the mobile version, you can go up on stage, you can speak, you can do all of the different functions, but if you're using a desktop connection to listen to that space and somebody calls on you, you can't go up to the stage. You cannot speak. Why does that matter? Because people have contests all the time, and if they call you up to collect your prize and all you have to do is speak on stage to let them know that you're a real human being, you're not going to be able to if you're on desktop. So make sure if you're going to be part of a contest that you have mobile ready to go. And last, the DMs. Yes, you will want to slide into people's DMs on Twitter, but a lot of times they're turned off. So a little trick to get in touch with people who have their DMs turned off is engage with their content, like I said earlier. And if you have the opportunity, go meet them on stage, have a quick conversation, and very likely they will give you the follow that's required to open up access to their DMs. Let's talk about groups. So I've mentioned community groups, and with the NFT space, communities are huge and you want to get to know the people in your community, and Twitter is amazing for that. So many times a group just consists of a bunch of people that happen to know each other, they follow each other, and they engage with each other's content. There's a whole other level to this inside of NFT projects, and that is your trait groups. Now, a great example of that in the Bulls and Apes project is the Alpha Bulls Club. These bulls are super easy to identify because they have the word alpha across their shirt, and anybody who has an NFT with that specific trait is invited into a group called the Alpha Bulls Club. In most cases, there's gonna be a trait group leader who's gonna invite you into a closed DM group. They're gonna invite you into Twitter Spaces just for that trait group, and they might even have their own Discord. I've even seen full-on NFT collections just based on one trait group of an existing NFT collection. And one thing that's amazing that groups do is they get together in real life. There are so many cool events that you can show up to and hang out with the people that you've been talking to on Twitter. IRL groups can be the best way to meet people that are like-minded, that you enjoy their company, and you totally hit things off just like you do on Spaces, but in real life. I've got to meet people from the Bulls and Apes project in all corners of the country, including Los Angeles, Florida, New York City, Austin, Texas, and even in Las Vegas. It's always a blast to talk about memories from those events while you're hanging out on Twitter Spaces, or with your trait group, or with your community, or anywhere that you connect with other human beings on Twitter. If you stayed till the end, let me know below what is the community you spend the most time with on Twitter.